Trust me when I say you don't want to be in there, buddy. Oh my gosh, there's an Enderman. Yeah, okay, he's bye. You don't want to be in there. There's polar bears in there, man. You're gonna get eaten. Hey everybody, GReimer here, coming at you once again from the Lost Isles Zoo here on the ZAWA Together server. I apologize if I sound a little groggy, a little nasally. This kid, the oldest kid is back in school, and as a result, he has officially turned into a petri dish, and that means that I've got a cold. Okay, so I got a cold. Yeah. It's actually kind of bad. It's been bugging me a lot. I actually wasn't even sure if I was going to get this recording done, but you know what? I figured you guys won't mind because you can't catch anything over the internet. So. Oh, God. Ugh. My sinuses, they're not doing great right now. But what is doing great is the zoo. Okay, let's just have a little talk, though, because if you guys didn't see, last week we didn't have an episode, but we did do a live stream, okay? Now, in that live stream, my main focus was this tunnel right here, okay? That's why I focused on big time, and boy, oh boy, did we do some stuff. One, there's a creeper in there, and you gotta watch out, because creepers be creeping. Two, we actually got the entire tunnel decorated, okay? Which was pretty awesome, because I kind of needed that to get done so that I could kind of move on with my life. But in here, you can see that we went through and we decorated everything up. It was actually a really fun live stream. It went for like 10 hours, we had a lot of fun. But we also built an exhibit in that live stream too, which I'm about to show you here. But one of the, technically we kind of built two exhibits. But one of the things that we actually built, and this is the cool part, ready? Okay, so here's the cayman exhibit. We're gonna be adding them here in a little bit. I did pick out some names. Thank you guys for that, by the way. Down in the comment section, you guys killed it with the names for the caymans. I also went through and added more lights, more glowstone, and some heat lamps in here to brighten this up, because a couple of you were commenting that it was rather dark in there. Well, don't worry, it is now brightened up quite a bit more, okay? Hopefully you'll be able to see the caymans swimming around in there. But I'm going to kind of keep facing this way carefully while I go across this rickety bridge, because check this out. Wow! we got striders. And apparently zombies. Okay, so mobs can spawn in here. This is not a safe zoo. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever visit any of my zoos. I don't know why you would think that they'd be safe. It's not a safe zoo, but so zombies are spawning in here. Creepers can spawn in here. Skeletons, everything else. But we do have we have striders now. So check that out. Isn't that cool? This is the magma chamber underneath. I got to deal with this guy. Get out of my zoo. Underneath the caldera of the volcano. Because if you look on the mini map here, this is where we're at. See this big lava pit here, but if you go to the surface, it's right underneath the caldera. So how cool is that? All right, so this is the magma chamber underneath the caldera, which it kind of peaks up there as the cavern here. So yeah, I thought this would be kind of a cool place to throw some striders. That was suggested by somebody in the comment section, actually, as well as these really cool looking blocks that are like glowing red hot. So yeah, I think it was Orskull actually that suggested that. Thank you, Orskull. That was amazing. But the exhibit that we did finish was the chimpanzee exhibit. We finished that on stream here, and this is it right here. Big Ram. There's a chimp back there. There's a chimp right there. And there's one more in there somewhere too. I'm not too sure where it is. It's right there. I got to blow my nose. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, there's 3 chimps in there. I believe one of them is Ape Lincoln. Another one is Chimchar, which I thought was perfect for being inside of a volcano. And then the other one, I'm drawing a blank on what we named it. It was really cool too. It was a really great name. If I remember, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, we named the chimpanzees. We built the exhibit. Nice tire swing hanging from a tree built inside here. The exhibit turned out pretty good. I think I like it a lot. The chimps seem to like it a lot. These things absolutely will attack you. I really do have to be careful in here because, yeah, there's totally mobs that are spawning in here. But alright, so then we finished out the rest of the tunnel this way, decorating up, making it look all nice and fancy and pretty. Now, I don't exactly know where the end of the tunnel actually is going to be when the volcano is finished being carved down, because I have not finished that yet. That is another thing on my to-do list. Another thing for a future GReimer to deal with. Screw that guy. There's a skeleton in there, too. Alright, anyway, let's get on with the rest of the exhibit, though, or the rest of the episode here. I think there's a spider. Yeah, I see him right there. Right there, got him. Let's get on with the rest of the episode, though, because we gotta get some caymans in here, and those things, you guys absolutely dominated the comment section in the last episode, suggesting good, like, alligator-esque names. In fact, there's a lot of really good ones, but I only have 3 caymans, so get your thinking cap on again for alligator names, because we're gonna probably need some more of them by the end of this episode. That guy is still in there. He's just totally happy chilling in there with some polar bears. Whatever floats your boat, buddy. All right, let's get down to the hidey hole, and we're going to pick out a couple of names here for these caymans. Now, these caymans were donated here by, I believe it was Cinnamon who dropped these guys off, so we got 3 of them. He did give me the warning here saying these ones bite, so I guess I better watch out for that. I do have my... Where is it? Where is it? I have a gun. Right here. Here's the gun. I got a gun, so I can at least trank them if they do attack me. Hopefully we get them before the thorns actually gets them, so I really wish I didn't put thorns on my pants now. I'm kind of regretting that. But alright, let me grab some name tags and we'll get to doing some naming. Okay, the first cayman is going to be named Scrappa. Oh, too many P's. Scrappa. Alright, now Scrappa is apparently the name of an alligator that currently lives in the Australian Zoo. And it was Steve Irwin's alligator, so we're going to go with that. That was a big shout out to Sam Dowling and Up the Cows for suggesting Scrappa. Alright, next we're going to go with a good old Pokemon name. You know how I like those. Totodile. Alright, Totodile is a small alligator-looking water-type starter Pokemon. It was suggested by Peter, Poke Lewis, and SlothBuddy206. Thank you guys for that name suggestion. And for the final one, we're going to go with Monty. Alright, now Monty is the name of the alligator animatronic in Five Nights at Freddy's, the series. I think it was Security Breach it appeared in. So, yeah, big shout out to Fatima Abid. Hopefully I said that correctly. I don't know. I probably butcher names. I butcher names all the time. So if I mispronounce that, I am so sorry. But big shout out to all of you guys who named the caymans. Let's go get these probably deadly, vicious animals in place. Get back in the lava, you weirdo. It's cold out there. I gave you a nice warm bath to just chilling, and you're just, like, standing there. Okay, anyway, he'll figure it out eventually, maybe, possibly. All right, let's bust this open here so we can get inside. Let me grab those glass blocks, and we're going to create ourselves a little staircase here so we can get up in here without letting the water flood down there and turn that all to obsidian. I would cry so much because it took me forever to move that obsidian. Yeah, it took me a long, long time. There's a lot of buckets of lava that filled these backpacks. In fact, some of them are still full of lava, like these two. But yeah, just to get all the lava here. It took a long time. It took, I think, like 3 trips of full backpacks. So I would be sad if I turned that all to obsidian. I just realized that just now. All right, so let's get in here and drop some of the caymans in place. Now, these things are probably going to attack me. So what we're going to do is get a gun on the hotbar here. So then I can blast them if they do attack me. Let's just make sure this thing is loaded. It was loaded. All right, let's load this thing up again. All right, so it's loaded and ready to go. So the first one's going to be Scrappa, then the next one's going to be Totodile, and the next one's going to be Monty. I'm going to do this quick because I don't know exactly how drugged up these things are or not, so we're just going to go for it. Okay, Scrappa's been named. I think he's still drugged. Oh, he's moving, though. All right, so we're going to put down this one here. This one's going to be Totodile. Oh, that one's not drugged. That one's not drugged. Ah, I'm getting attacked by... Oh, that's a sword. That's not what I want. I missed him. That's not good. I want my... I'm in here with some very angry caymans. I'm stuck in the water silk, too, so this really isn't good. Alright, I got my bolt back. Alright, he bit me a little bit. He just nibbled a little, okay? Where'd the other one go? Oh, he's right there. Oop. These things are quick. Okay, we're drugging them up. We're just drugging them up. Alright, let's get this last one down real quick. There we go. And this is going to be Monty. Monty. There you go, Monty. Enjoy yourself. Please behave. Please stay in there, too. Let's close that up quick before they get out. Alright, wow, those things are definitely vicious. Yeah, Cinnamon, you were right. Those things bite. Alright, so one of them should be drugged up to the eyeballs over here. Okay, so that's him. He's still seeing sounds right now. I think I did lose a dart in there too somewhere, but that's fine. The other ones are back there just chilling under the heat lamps. Those things are kind of cool. I like that. I like the model too. All right, caymans. We got the caymans in here. Sweet. So I ended up deciding on this is just like an archery range in here, basically. Well, that guy's burning up on lava. Now he's burning up because I hit him with a flame arrow. So I decided that this bridge right here will separate out kind of like the style of exhibits, okay? So everything before it right here will be the reptiles. And everything after it will be more like the primates, like little things that crawl in trees. koalas, stuff like that, little furry animals, stuff like that. I'll put a couple of more of them down this way. But today, I think we're going to put down the last of the reptiles, because I'm going to have to do some lighting or something back there. There's just too many mobs. And the zombies can track me, so they can start walking towards me. I think I'm going to finish the last of the reptiles. The last reptile that I have is the dwarf crocodile. So I thought it'd be good to put it over here with the rest of the reptiles, and maybe throw it like, there's like a space in between that exhibit and this exhibit, and it's like right here. And maybe put it into this wall right here. So, we got the haste effect going, that's for sure. So I'm thinking about maybe throwing the dwarf crocodile exhibit right in here. Now, I am a little pressed for time again today. It seems to be like a thing these days. So I'm going to just probably skip the time lapse and just get to digging out a cave. It's going to be amazing. Just watch this. Ta-da! Alright, so I know it's not really anything fancy, but we're not done yet. Now, this cave, actually, I think I'm going to do a little bit differently than the other ones. Notice how I didn't add, like, the bricks in the front of it? Because I'm not actually going to close this one up with glass. I'm just going to let the crocodiles run rampant. No, actually, I think what would be kind of fun, I only have a couple of dwarf crocodiles, but I think what would be fun is if we put a viewing plateau right here to, like, stand on, and then it's a pit exhibit inside the cave here, but it's something that you can go and stand in. I think that would be kind of a cool idea. So, but first I got to kind of carve out what this plateau is going to look like here. So everything on the outside of this is where the exhibit's going to be. I might have to widen the cave a little bit. But let's bring this in just down. About right here. Yeah, it's more like not so much a plateau as it is just like a little bump. A viewing bump, okay? So, like right like there. So it's like a little ledge that you can stand on. You can look inside this exhibit and you can see the dwarf crocodiles right here. You can be standing inside the exhibit, kind of getting really interactive, I guess, with the with the crocodiles. I do have to make sure that this is low enough that the crocodiles can't crawl out. So it's not like I can put steel bars up like I've done before in the past, because that ain't going to work. Remember, you can just jump right over steel bars now. So I'm going to have to get a little creative, a little bit fun. I might have to put like some ZAWA mesh or ZAWA rope nets, not nets, fences up, and that might work also. But this is kind of what I was thinking, all right? So like something like this. I'm going to dig this down a little bit further, but this little viewing plateau, I keep calling it plateau, viewing platform right here. And then you can just look around as the U-shaped exhibit where the dwarf crocodiles will be. I think that'd be pretty cool. We can even design up the ceiling. Oh, it'd be so good. Okay, I got the cave finally dug out completely. This is about how far total vocabulary failure right there. This is about how far down the exhibit is going to go. Now, like right here is going to be a layer of like, dirt and stuff like that. We're going to build the exhibit on top of this right here. So it's going to be about 3 blocks down, actually. So, what should we do for that? First, my inventory sucks, okay? That's kind of to be expected at this point. Basically, every time I do this, my inventory is really bad. But let's just see what kind of blocks can we throw down here. I guess we should probably start with grass, and then we'll probably make it look kind of like a bog. I'm thinking would look pretty good, like mud and some water, and maybe not necessarily like a whole lot of water for them to swim around in, but I mean a little bit. There's got to be a little bit, but maybe like part of it being mainly aquatic and the rest of it being like boggy, kind of marsh looking. That might look pretty good. I'm thinking that'll probably fit crocodile, a dwarf crocodile, just fine. So, well, let me throw down some grass. Okay, grass is in place, and now that I've done that, I'm thinking I'm going to just go ahead and dig up a big portion of it right over here. Let's do something like this, all right? Just cut that out completely. Maybe leave a little bit of land in the back, like right there. Something like this, okay? So that way the crocodiles have a little something to climb on. Maybe like this, all right? And then we'll leave a big puddle right here so that they'll have at least a little bit of water to swim in too. Now the rest of this stuff, let's see if we can't raise this up just a little bit. Give a little height elevation to the, or a little bit of elevation change to the exhibit. Not much, and I definitely don't want to get too close to the the walkway over here because it's going to get kind of close to them actually being able to crawl on out of here. But let's build up the back here just a wee bit. Something like that, maybe? Yeah, that might be good enough. All right, now this lower area right here, I'm going to make more boggy, so it's going to have a lot of like water blocks mixed in with it, as well as mud, coarse dirt, maybe a hint of gravel. But we do have to also fix up the underside of what's going to be the underwater part right here. And that's going to be a lot of gravel and coarse dirt for sure, and definitely sprinkle in some mud. I think I have enough mud blocks for this. How many do I have? I would just think I have an infinite amount of them. I got a little less than 2 stacks. Maybe I'll be a little conservative on the mud because I don't know if I'm going to have enough to actually finish all this. I can always run and grab more. All right, let me get this Let me get some coarse dirt made up here too. I grabbed the supply as well as back at the base. And let's get this stuff dropped in here. Beautiful. Okay, so I think I'm going to take roughly the same pattern and just sprinkle it in with the grass blocks as well. So I'm going to throw down the first pattern of coarse dirt. Okay, I think that's probably about enough coarse dirt. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe just a piece right there. So I think that's probably good enough for coarse dirt. Now we can go ahead and throw that back into the inventory. Let's grab the mud. No, let's grab the gravel. Let's grab the gravel. I'll sprinkle this in here too in a few spots. My poor nose. Okay, now that we got that, now that we've got the gravel put in, let's go ahead and actually grab... Do I have water in my backpack? I do have water in my backpack. Let's grab a couple buckets of water. Alright. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill this area up with water real quick. And now that we have water in here, we can actually grab this as much as we want. We're going to just kind of dot this in places here on this part of the land too. Because like I said, I'm going to try to make this look more like a bog. So I'm going to have to add quite a bit of water blocks, just kind of dotted in. All in this lower section. Nothing up top here because I think that'll be raised up too much. But there might be a considerable amount of mud added to this top part right here. But yeah, we're going to give this plate, give these crocs a little muddy area to kind of crawl around in. Okay, there we go. Got some water added. Now, I just realized, though, that underneath the water is just stone. And that probably doesn't look that great. So we're going to just throw some mud underneath each one of these water blocks. This could also be a relatively good place to hide, like, lighting. If I want to do that and then throw, like, a, I don't know, like a lily pad or something on top of it. So that it kind of covers it up. Wouldn't be a bad place to hide a little bit of lighting. But I think that's, no, not quite it. There's one right here. And I think there's one more over here I gotta get too. So there we go. Perfect. Now, we got all the mud put in. Now, I do want to add more mud to like the outside, especially around where the water is. Make that look really kind of boggy. Okay, the mud has been added. It's definitely looking good and boggy in here, just with like the color palette that we have going on right now with a lot of the browns, dark browns, and then the greens and stuff. I guess one block that I could add in here, which is kind of a no-brainer, would be Podzol. Should probably add Podzol in here. That'd probably be a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle a light dusting of this in throughout all the mud and everything. Podzol. All right, sweet. That's been added. Let's go ahead and just squirt that back into the bat backpack because we don't need it anymore. Let's put everything else in there for right now, too. Wait, hold on. Speaking of the bat backpack, let's go in here real quick because we got to think about adding some lights in here because it's kind of crappy. So we're going to grab these brown birch leaves because they obviously are going to look really good inside of like a boggy area. These pine leaves probably will look pretty good too, as well as if I had like a bunch of willow leaves. I don't, but the willow leaves won't look that bad. I do plan on doing something into the ceiling as well in here, but for right now, I'm just going to focus on adding like little tiny bushes kind of in the bog right here. And they're not going to be very big. There might even only be one leaf block, really. But it's mainly just to hide lighting so that people are going to be above this looking down. So they're going to be able to see the glowstone probably. But I'll try to mask it some way possible. I don't know. I'll use some magic. You guys, I kind of ran out of birch leaves. I ran out of the brown birch leaves. This is as far as I got, which is, it's kind of lit up. It's not bad. But I mean... if there's a skeleton down in here or something like that, that could be bad. Let me eat my balls up top here for real quick, and then, ooh, it's nighttime. I'm going to be taking a power nap real fast, because creepers be creeping and whatnot, so I'm going to go get some more birch leaves. Now, I believe the birch leaves are just west of my base, but I could be completely wrong. Let me actually just kind of follow me here for a second. I thought they were somewhere. Oh, there might be north, actually, northwest. All right, let me head up there and grab some more brown birch leaves. Here we go, brown birch leaves. Okay, heading on back to the zoo. I got myself about 4 stacks of this stuff, so that should be enough to last me for a little bit. Okay, so let's see how this looks when I knock out all of the torches in this area. Not gonna lie, it's pretty dark up here, okay? Pretty dang dark. It's gonna be tough to... I might actually have to do the whole carpet trick, hide some glowstone like right up here. Like, because it is very, very dark up here. And things will definitely be spawning, not just in the caldera, but up here, actually, if I let this continue. So we'll do this, and we'll put down a couple of little bits of glowstone here, kind of marking out the, the pathway that you can go to actually look at these things. And I'll cover those with, like, light gray carpeting, I think. And that way, that'll keep that hidden. Yeah, and that'll lighten it up a little bit. As far as in the exhibit, I think it's bright enough in the exhibit. I think the glowstone around the outer edge worked pretty good. I do want to kind of sprinkle in a couple of random like patches of this in other places, as well as maybe even hide a little bit of it like right here. Like a little bit of glowstone right here, you know, lighting. Just a little something like that. Now that shouldn't allow them to climb up out of there. But, you know, just little things like that, just add a little bit more lighting so that people can see the animals. Alright, I think we're at that point now where we have to bust open the plant backpack and see what we got going on in here. Tiny toadstools, or tiny lily pads rather, I think, yes. Actually, where's the toadstools? Yeah, let's grab those things too. Those will probably look pretty good in here. Let's grab the wood backpack real fast. Do we have dead log right there? Okay, I think we actually have some of it, more of it right there too. Sweet. Okay, let's take one of these. Do I use a dead log or do I use rotted logs? Because like rotted logs are in the squid backpack, like right here, or rotting logs. Those look pretty good, but they allow you to like crawl through them. I think a dead log will look just fine here. All right, so let's go ahead and just kind of dot this thing in here. Just kind of, I'm going to try to put it on a little bit of a diagonal. I don't know if that's going to look good or bad, but a little bit of a diagonal right here. Just some dead fallen log down here that they can kind of crawl up on. I still don't think they can yeet themselves up here yet, so that's okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and grab the toadstools then, and we can actually position these things like around the log. Almost like they're kind of like growing around on it. Yeah, alright, I think that looks pretty good. And then we can start covering up. Actually, let's grab the plant backpack again here real quick, and we're going to grab some regular lily pads as well. And move my balls out of the way here for a second, because we're going to need to put down some lily pads here on top of all this. Now, right in here too, we're going to put down a few lily pads, kind of like along the edges especially. One of those isn't real. It's the one that I broke was the real one. Alright, and then we're going to sprinkle in a bunch of these other lily pads too, like this. And I don't think dwarf crocodiles are going to drown. I don't think. But, you know, hopefully, well, I guess we'll find out. Alright, let's put the, actually, let's keep the small lily pads out, because I do want to cover up basically all of these, like, individual spots. Although, there's some other stuff I can put in here to cover them up as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and put those things back. We're going to grab some red root floater. And, hold on, there's more. Is it duckweed? I think it's duckweed. I think it's duckweed. Alright, let's grab some duckweed also. Stuff goes on the surface. And if I'm not mistaken, let's grab the flowers backpack real quick. I should have like a water hyacinth? Yeah. I think this is a water-based plant as well. So let's go ahead and dot some of this in here. This should make it really look like a bog, okay? Like this is probably pretty gross at this point. Alright, then we're going to put in quite a bit of duckweed actually. One, because I have a lot of it, and two, because this is like the algae that grows across the surface of the water. That's really going to make this thing look disgusting. Yeah, alright, sweet. Now, we can also go ahead and sprinkle some... Oh, actually got this water hyacinth also. Just put that down right over there. A little flower to be added to the mix there. I think the lily pads are the only thing I can step on. Yeah, okay, the lily pads are the only thing I can step on. Alright, so then we can go through and we can put some duckweed and whatnot covering up some of these remaining patches too. And some red root floater as well. And should make this thing look pretty slimy and gross. Alright, I think we got all of it. I think we got all of it now. Alright, so I can also sprinkle in toadstools periodically throughout this place too, just because they would be growing kind of naturally on their own anyway. They don't need to necessarily be by the log, but throw a couple of them in there. Let's grab the plant backpack again here and just squirt the stuff back in there, because I think we're good on all that stuff. Flower backpack, could you hold on to this, whatever the heck that thing is called? Thanks. Alright, so let's go in here. Now, Johnson's grass, it's coming with me because that goes in every exhibit. Dead bushes, definitely going to want some of those. Dead grass, you know it. Alright, and then maybe some of this, I don't think we need the yellow bamboo. I think the bushes that we have are already kind of represent that enough. Reeds, I'm thinking might look pretty good by the water, as well as maybe a cattail or two. Water lettuce. That probably would have been a good idea to add too, but yeah, I didn't do that. So let's go ahead and add some of these cattail to this place as well. It's like that. Oh, I can't put it on there. That would be perfect. Or there. Oh well, we can just add that one right there. All right, now let's check out these reeds. Can I add that to mud? Nope. Nope. I can add them to gravel though. All right, I think that's perfect. All right, there we go. I like the reeds next to the cattails actually, because that kind of looks like some of the cattails might have died off. Kind of cool. All right, sweet. Let's grab some dead bushes. Now, obviously, there would be dead bushes in these places because, like, it would be overwatered. You know, like they would die off because of too much water in the soil. So I'm going to sprinkle this around. So it's kind of like it's the same thing that you would add to an arid environment. except for it's for the opposite reason here. Same result though. Alright, so that's probably enough dead plants. Let's add a little bit of dead grass, especially on things like the gravel, because there's not much stuff that can go on gravel. But we'll sprinkle that on there anyway. So, dead grass I found is in plentiful amounts in the nether, of all places. So, kind of cool. Now, Johnson's grass. Alright, this is a too tall block here, or too tall plant, so I'm going to probably kind of keep it close to the back more. I have a guest over there. There's still things spawning in that magma chamber. I'm going to stick it kind of closer to the back, especially on the land, though. I'm going to keep it more on the land and away from where the water is. Mainly because we already have the too tall plants over there, and they're right by the water, so with the reeds and the cattail. So Johnson's grass will be the land-based stuff. Is there anything else? Is there anything else I really need to add? I know that, let me grab some bone meal real fast, and I don't have a lot of bone meal, but luckily there's not a lot of grass left in this place. I'll grab some bone meal and just kind of bone meal up underneath here a little bit and break this up a little, just to add some plant life underneath the sludge on the top, you know. There we go, perfect. Add a little bit of depth to it. And then I think if we take the shovel, we can probably add a couple of path blocks in here, just kind of mat down some stuff. And it doesn't have to be a whole lot, actually, although I do think that crocodiles might mat down quite a bit of land. I don't want to go too berserk on this, because it might end up looking really bad. So, I think I'm just going to do this in a couple of spots. And then what would any exhibit be without a couple of pebbles just laying loose on the ground someplace? This one, not so much, actually, because, again, this is the same thing. It's not a rocky terrain. It's just, you know, a couple of pebbles stuck out here in the muck. So I think that's probably good enough right the way it is. And then I think the last thing we need to add is just some tall grass in here. Okay, there we go. I think that's all we need to do for inside the exhibit here. I think that looks pretty good. A good place for the dwarf crocodiles. Now it's time to grab our balls and just yeet them into the ceiling, because we have some work to do up top here. All right. Now I do like the look of. Actually, let me squirt these pebbles back into the squid backpack. I do like the look of the willow leaves a lot, actually, but the pine leaves, actually, as weird as it might be, actually don't look too bad. Like, especially when it comes to like being a murky kind of like maybe sludge area, the pine leaves surprisingly look pretty good, in my opinion, at least. So why don't we take these guys and we kind of create like a little bit of a vine action, kind of overgrown stuff going here, kind of drooping down the sides a little bit too, as well as sprinkling in, there's gotta be another type of block, maybe even some spruce leaves for a darker color to it. I don't have a lot of spruce leaves. I might have to go grab some more of those. You guys, get out of here. The zoo is closed. You know, this doesn't look too bad, actually. I don't want it to be like a total full top canopy in here. Okay, so that's why I didn't like flood it all in here. I actually didn't really need any more spruce leaves because I didn't use too many of them. I think it was just mainly the pine leaves look really good. They really do kind of look like willow branches too. Like the weird design they have going down them. I think that pine leaves actually work out really well. So okay, what do you guys think? Does that look pretty good? I mean, it's not quite done yet, okay? Because we still have to do that up this walkway here so that people don't fall in. But yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. I like the canopy part on top of it. Like this could probably maybe kind of come over a little bit more, like where you connect this over to here, you know, and then maybe have it like reaching a little, like that. Yeah, like that. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, I think the canopy's fine. All right, so now we just have to fix up this. Now I'm going to need some light gray carpet, though, and I don't think I have any of that on me, so we are going to have to run back to the hidey hole. As it seems, I actually have a few pieces of light gray carpet, so that's good. All right, and then I think for the railing up there, we're going to put we can either put a standard Minecraft like fence gate or like fence around it, like a wooden one, or we can put the ZAWA, like the rope nets around there. I keep calling them nets, fences, around there, or we can just do the steel bars, actually, because although I mentioned earlier in the episode that we can't use the steel bars because you can just hop right over them, you can hop over them, but the dwarf crocodiles can't hop over them from coming back from the other way because they're way down there. So I think those should work, maybe. Let's try covering up these things first. See, yeah, that light gray really blends in really good with the stone. As long as I don't do anything like a path block right next to them, it should work out just fine. But speaking of, we should actually probably put in the path itself right now, leaving the outside edge alone because we're going to need to put down a fence there. So let's grab some coarse dirt, some gravel, And I think maybe, do we have a little cobblestone someplace? Yeah, cobblestone. Perfect. All right, these blocks right here should suffice. Although I am also going to need some grass blocks right here, so I can put some actual path blocks in there. Then, all right, let's make this look like a path. Okay, so now we have a difficult decision ahead of us. Do we pick the standard wood fences? Do we pick the steel bars? Or do we pick the rope fences from ZAWA? Now, I think I'm going to rule out the rope fences from ZAWA because, oh my gosh, are they too tall to look over, okay? They're very tall. The wood bars, or the wood fences, look pretty good, actually. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind those at all. These things look really nice and clean, too, the steel bars. Of course, you can't hop over these things, so you could have kids actually here touring the exhibit, yeeting themselves into the exhibit to be croc food, but, you know, that's kind of on their fault. You know, I think that's part of the waiver when you get here. So I think we're going to go with the steel bars. They look the best, I think, in my opinion, so I'm going to line this thing with steel bars. There we go. Booyah. This actually looks pretty snazzy. Not gonna lie, this turned out pretty good. That does look a lot like an interesting exhibit. Definitely different from the rest of them. There's just not glass in front of them at all. You can actually walk right into this one and actually look down and see Dwarf Crocodile. Speaking of which, I believe I have 2 of these things. So if you guys don't mind, head down into the comment section and leave your best Dwarf Crocodile names. Probably a lot of them are going to be similar to the cayman names, and that's okay. If you commented last time on the cayman names and you left one there and I didn't pick it, leave it again because I'll probably pick it this time. So, alrighty guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of ZAWA, and sorry if I was nasally and dying during this episode. I got my kids cold. Ugh, it sucks when it happens, but it happens. So I'm going to get out of here, though. Thank you guys so much for donating your eyeballs and ear holes to this episode of ZAWA. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button before you go. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!